Welcome to Hook Connections. Today we have a special guest with us that I've known for quite some time. My co-host today is Gina Scott Hawkins with Star Media. She does all of our social media postings. I'm Barbara Hook with Hook Connect, where I connect you to the honest service providers. And our guest today is Harley Simpson with Flooring is Forever. Harley, tell us a little bit about why you started in the business. What is your passion behind it? And maybe how long you've been doing this?
Well, thank you for having me. I've been doing this for 17 years. My cousin needed a helper at one point, so I went ahead and started helping him, and I, kind of enjoyed it after, the pain and everything went away from doing all the grunt work. But, you master it and you really enjoy what you do. For me, it's the personal level that you experience with your customer. Some people never have the opportunity to get new flooring, or they have to save up a lot because it is a big expense, and it's something. So I like the transition period and knowing that somebody's going to have something that's probably going to last them for, as long as they plan to be in the house. So that joy that they get, I get that that same fulfillment.
So when they smile because they're happy, then that makes you happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Transforming their home.
Yeah. You've done good if they don't stop smiling.
Yeah, yeah. So now, can you also do, say for instance, you do Mr. and Mrs. Smith's expensive carpet, and they have a German Shepherd that decided to chew it. Can you also do repairs on the carpet? Can you work on those to make them not visible? How do you do something like that, or do you even do that?
Well, that's very common. Dogs, they're my they make sure my business keeps going. So,
okay.
They a lot of them like to dig mostly where the seam tape is, or they'll get a smell or something, they'll dig. And as long as you have extra piece of carpet left over, 9 times out of 10 we can fix it as long as there's enough carpet. As far as like completely invisible, that happens maybe 2 out of 10 times, but it'll look better than the hole that's there. So
right.
Being able to repair it is something that some people can do. Other people, there's some installers that they don't know exactly how to do it. They don't know the right technique and things like that to mesh things together so that you can't see it anymore.
So with the seam freak that you are, how does say the everyday installer that is a subcontractor with Lowe's or Home Depot or Menards, how are you different in that your seams never show? I've never seen any floor covering installed, any carpeting installed where your seams showed. So how do you do that? Is it just the way that you lay the carpet? Do you make sure that the threads are all gone? I don't know. Explain that to the audience.
Well, it's kind of like asking Picasso how he makes a painting, because it really is an artwork. Not everybody can do seams like that, because they don't know which technique, which way to roll the carpet, which way to lap. They don't know which side to bring in on which side first. They don't know how much pressure to put, how much weight to put on there. There's a lot of factors that go into it. If you have too much heat, you're going to have a heat line. If one side is raised within a millimeter, you're going to see the seam. So there's a lot of different factors that only comes with time and experience.
So then, when we see these carpet people out there in their customers' driveways cutting carpet, they may not even be thinking about the way that it's brought in and the way the carpet's going to lay, but they may be just thinking about getting the piece cut. And I know sometimes it's cut at the carpet stores, and the person that cuts it has never even seen the location. So how do how does the measurement have anything to do with that?
Well, it's always good to have a professional who does it on a daily basis or knows what they're doing actually measure for you. And if you want, because you could have, if you wanted to do it yourself, so say you had a 10 by 10 room and then you have 100 square feet. Well, if you go to just a regular store like Lowe's or Home Depot and you say, hey, I need 100 square feet of carpet, well, that would be good if you were doing wood or something, but in carpet only comes 12 foot wide, but some come 15 foot wide. So if you had a 10 by 12 or 10 by 10 room, you need a 10 by 12 piece of carpet, so you'd have 120 square feet. So you'd be 20 square feet short if you try to do it on your own and didn't have a professional do it.
And is it true too that sometimes when the carpet company sends their salesperson out to do the measure, that either there's too much carpet purchase, which could cost the customer, the homeowner, a lot more money, or there's not enough carpet purchased, or it's cut wrong, or whatever the case may be. Doesn't that happen a lot?
I wouldn't say that happens a lot. If they're experienced and know what they're doing, if they have any idea of
a lot of times salespeople don't know anything about installing.
I mean, a lot of times you just find somebody off the street and then they can go and sell because they have a good personality, they're good with people, but they have absolutely no idea what goes into laying flooring. When I go in, I take into a factor of where this is going to come from, what comes off of this closet, where it's going to fill another piece, so I can shorten the roll by, anywhere from 3 to 10 feet compared to just somebody who's, okay, let's add 6 inches here, let's add 6 inches here, and they don't exactly know how it's going to lay out, the flow of the carpet, how to, maybe lessen the carpet, things like that. Because you could really get, if you just add into the factor, if somebody gives you 10 more yards, and you're paying $25 a yard for carpet, pad, installation, everything like that. Well, there's $250 that you didn't need to spend.
Right.
So it makes a big difference having somebody who knows exactly what they're doing compared to somebody who thinks they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. And a lot of times they just have salespeople that do that. It's just amazing when you see flooring.
You can't return the carpet.
No. And I've even noticed, and the reason I have Harley on the show today is I've even seen instances where he thought he was going to need more supplies than he maybe needed, and he even deducted money from the total price that he told the client it would be because it didn't cost that much. So that is a very honest floor covering installer, and you don't find that in a lot of places. So we need to take a short break. We want to thank Logan Street Signs and Banners for being our sponsor, and Wofford Theater for allowing us to be here. And Gina will take over the second segment.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street Signs and Banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Thank you for joining us. This is Kathy Paget with Indiana Small Business Connection and Indiana Small Business Expo coming March 24th, 2015 at the Caribbean Cove. And you can find out all about that on indianasbc.com. Jennifer to the rescue is going to be there. She has been a faithful person to be an exhibitor, and she's also going to be Jennifer on the road. Tell us that you're going to be what you're going to be doing there.
We're going to be doing a live remote there, and you can be interviewed by me. I can't believe it, but we'll be there. It's
going to be awesome. Yes. We have service and resource providers for small business owners, so it's a one-stop shop for success. You can pick up all kinds of information from different exhibitors. We have cash prizes and all kinds of door prizes at almost every booth. We also have an after-business networking and master business roundtable event with an expert panel discussion. You want to be sure to look at indianasbc.com and everything that's going to be taking place on March 24th, 2015, and do not miss this expo. It's free to attend the exhibit hall and only $20 for the Master Business Roundtable and Master Business the expert panel discussion. So we want you to be there. And Jennifer to the rescue has been such a faithful person. She and I are partnering with Hamilton County TV to bring you an exciting event, and we're going to share more about what we're doing together real soon. So be sure to join us. We're happy to be with you today. Thank you so much. Kathy Paget, IndianaSBC.com.
Welcome back to Hook Connections. We are here with Harley Simpson of Flooring is Forever, and he is talking to us all about the expertise that goes into laying different types of flooring, and it's kind of like science. I mean, with all the little details. Right. And so, yeah, it's been kind of intriguing. There's a lot more that goes into it than what you might think. Getting back into the questions, one of the things is when you're buying flooring from a franchise versus buying it from a flooring store, what are some of the differences that you can notice, and what should you do?
Well, there's a lot of differences because what they have in the store in stock generally is not first quality stuff. Say if you go to Lowe's will manufacture and warranty it, but you won't get a warranty from the manufacturer on some of those carpets. So what they'll do is they'll just try to replace it real quick. When you go to an actual carpet or a flooring specialty store, 90% of the time you're going to get first quality stuff. So in doing that, if you wanted to go to Lowe's, save some time, make it a little quicker, then you always want to ask for first quality stuff. Is this first quality stuff? What's the warranty on it? How long is the longevity of it? What kind of factors are into it? I mean, they have carpet that's 100% pet friendly, eco friendly. They have it to where you can no longer shock people, with your socks. You go and touch them. Yeah. They don't do that anymore. So there's a lot of science behind it, like you were saying.
So what kind of warranty is a good warranty when it comes to flooring?
Well, even though the name's Flooring is Forever, almost no flooring lasts forever. But you generally want to feel like it will. Yeah. Warranties is something that Shaw created back 30 years ago. Over in Europe, they don't even offer warranties on any kind of flooring. Okay. That's something that the United States started doing to help bring in sales and things like that. So if you could get anything from 15 plus, that's a really good warranty. Most carpets now come 20 to 25. And I mean, they have soil resistance, they have fade guarantees, things like that. So a 25-year is really good.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, then that kind of ties into one of the other questions is that when, it's kind of a big chunk of money that people have to spend to get flooring. Of course, it's a product that you're going to enjoy and you live with it every single day. So can you talk to us about how you can justify and what the price per year, and I know that you were talking about that a little bit, and explain that to our viewers.
Well, what it is if buyer's remorse on carpet isn't like buying a lamp. You can't take it back. Once you have it, you're stuck with it. So what I would say is that you always get exactly what you want. If something's a little more expensive, then just wait another month or two until you have the money so you can get exactly what you want. If you have your typical household is maybe 1,500 square feet. So at 1,500 square feet, you're thinking at $2 to $3 a square foot for everything installed, maybe typically a little bit more. So you're at $4,500 basically. Well, if you plan on living in your house for more than 10 years, it's only $450 a year. So if you break it down in those factors, how long do I plan on living here? How often am I going to be here? When you entertain.
Over $1 a day.
Yeah. So it is a lump sum at first, but for the fact that you don't have to do it again for 10 more years, it is a relief. It's not like every 4 or 5 years getting a car or things like that. The expense is relatively small when you break it down into quarters.
Sure. And then so another thing that can make a big difference is when you're trying to sell your house. So I know that's another topic that we wanted to cover. When you're getting ready to sell your home, putting in new flooring, that's probably one of the best times to do it, unless you're got another 10 years or some more to live there, so that you can help with the resale value, right?
Yes, exactly. I mean, you always want to go with a neutral color, things that are more popular. Most of the stuff like that you would see on TV and stuff, because people, they watch those home improvement shows and they see those things, so that's what they want to see, that stuff when they come in. So if you really want to up the value, carpet is just a maintenance, so almost no carpet adds value to your home. Now, if you wanted to put in tile or some hardwood flooring or something, that actually adds value to the house.
But if you walk into a house and it's got ugly carpet, you're not gonna buy it.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if it's a big house.
Yeah, because you already know that's a big expense.
You look down and then you look up. So you want to look at the floor when you first walk in, and then you look at the walls. So those are your two biggest factors. If they clash, then you've got a problem.
Okay. So talk about the different types of flooring that you provide, for your customers.
We can provide everything. I personally only install carpet and vinyl, laminate, hardwoods. There are certain tiles that I do like luxury vinyl tiles and things like that. As far as ceramic, I don't do that, but I have means and other people that I distribute that to.
Mm-hmm. So for what do you do the most of?
Carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my lifetime, I've probably done 500,000 yards worth of carpet.
Yeah.
So
500,000 yards.
That's a lot.
yeah.
Wow, that's how many football fields full? I don't even know.
Is there still something to the, I know one time when I shopped for carpet, to the stamp on the back of carpet having something to do with the quality of the carpet too? Because most of the carpets are stamped from the manufacturer.
Most of those stamps, most of that stuff is just their mumble jumble to kind of distribute it from when it goes through the process.
Okay.
What you want on a backing on a carpet is if you get something if you can see the line straight up and down, then that's an older style backing. Now they have an opti-back, which is they cross latch this way in both sides. So it's 10 times more durable and it's stronger. So if it basically looks pretty flat with just a whole bunch of
Little squares.
yarn through it,
Yeah.
you really don't even want to see the squares, just more like a weave. Then that's when you know you have a really strong back.
So do people ever buy carpet that you won't install? I mean, have you ever refused to install carpet because they bought some cheap stuff that you know is going to fall apart?
No, I mean, I don't want to ever refuse anybody or try to make them feel bad for what they bought. Sometimes I will tell them about the quality of it. Hey, this is what it's going to do, and just so you
prepared.
know, yeah, just to prepare you.
Sure.
I mean, the only time that I ever wouldn't install is for like a slumlord or something who just didn't care and wanted to put it over pet stain pad or something, didn't really want to clean up.
Sure.
Because for me, I don't want somebody living in that.
Sure.
Even though I have nothing to do with it, I'm not, renting a house or anything like that, I still would feel bad knowing that stuff's under there.
Yeah, because that could cause health problems.
Wouldn't apartment complexes in the long run save money by putting better carpet in?
That's hard to say.
I guess you
because
get some crappy tenants that.
yeah, because sometimes people don't care about something that's not really theirs if they don't own it. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break and come back with our next segment here with Harley Simpson from Flooring Forever.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Thank you for joining us. This is Kathy Padgett with Indiana Small Business Connection and Indiana Small Business Expo coming March 24th, 2015 at the Caribbean Cove. And you can find out all about that on indianasbc.com. Jennifer to the rescue is going to be there. She has been a faithful person to be an exhibitor, and she's also going to be Jennifer on the road. Tell us that you're going to be, what you're going to be doing there.
We're going to be doing a live remote there, and you can be interviewed by me. I can't believe it. But we'll be there.
It's going to be awesome. Yes. We have service and resource providers for small business owners, so it's a one-stop shop for success. You can pick up all kinds of information from different exhibitors. We have cash prizes and all kinds of door prizes at almost every booth. We also have an after-business networking and a master business roundtable event with an expert panel discussion. You want to be sure to look at indianasbc.com and everything that's going to be taking place on March 24th, 2015, and do not miss this expo. It's free to attend the exhibit hall and only $20 for the Master Business Roundtable and Master Business the expert panel discussion. So we want you to be there. And Jennifer to the rescue has been such a faithful person. She and I are partnering with Hamilton County TV to bring you an exciting event, and we're going to share more about what we're doing together real soon. So be sure to join us. We're happy to be with you today. Thank you so much. Kathy Paget, IndianaSBC.com.
Welcome back to Hook Connections. It's a great day. We have a floor covering installer that many of my actually referral partners have used in the past, and he's done their houses and their friends' houses. Harley, we have learned so much today. On break, we were just talking about weight of carpet and how a person can tell, even if they're going to, whether they're going to go to a retail carpet store or they're going to go to a big box store, like the big box hardwares. How can a person tell if they're actually looking at a decent carpet weight-wise?
Well, carpet ranges from different weights, different styles. It depends if there's a pattern or if it's an inner loop. Your standard plush, there's frige, it's unlimited what you can get. But a good quality weight for carpet is around a 40-ounce weight. It can go all the way up to 72 ounce and things like that. A lot of people have the misconception that the thicker the carpet, the better, the longer it'll last, which that has some factor to it, but the main factor is having an appropriate thickened padding.
Right.
The padding, you can have the most expensive carpet and really cheap padding, and it won't last half as long. Carpet. It won't last half as long as cheap carpet with good padding, because the padding is what protects the flooring. So that's what the importance of padding is.
Very good.
Do you recommend people buy carpet that's pre-padded, that has the padding already? No. So that's usually a low-quality carpet?
No, okay. That's more for like your rentals or just like an office area or something like that. The ones with the padding on the back, they have to be glued, so when it does come time to change it, you've got, it could be costly. It could cost you just to have it scraped up and taken up and things like that.
Okay.
Well, tell the audience too what a company, a business, or a person could possibly go through time-wise and everything else if they wanted to have new carpet or new hardwood flooring or new laminate floor put into their home. What is the process that an individual or business must go through?
Well, first, it's all about shopping and getting what you like. You want to make sure that you have exactly what you plan on seeing for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Especially wood, things like that, because you really don't, most of it comes pre-finished now. The process is relatively painless. It just all depends on scheduling and how quick you want it and things like that. Most people are impulse buy when it comes to carpet. They want it done now, But, if you want a good steak, you got to have a reservation. So, plan ahead and,
And you can do Saturday appointments too, and meetings, and maybe even evenings.
Yeah, evenings. People work and things like that. They have lives as well. So I'm flexible as long as my schedule allows, and I don't have family time and things like that going on. I can, I can meet with people later on or on the weekends and things like that. That's never a problem.
So if somebody buys a house full of carpet, how long would it typically take you to get all of that installed?
If it's empty, it doesn't take no time at all. It's when you have to move furniture from one room to another, or if they have a whole bunch of furniture.
You move the furniture for them?
Oh yeah, we move furniture back and forth, reset up, take down beds, reset up beds. Only things we don't do. Yeah, there's an extra charge for that, but
of course.
He's got this moose that works for him though that can pick anything up.
So, but a typical house we can do a day. Just some of the bigger houses might take a couple days. That's just in carpet. Now, if hardwood takes a little bit longer. You got to let the wood acclimate. You got to get things in there, the setup, just to get everything square and functional in the way that it's supposed to look. That takes a little bit more time. Things like that.
So Harley, is it possible for instance, Mr. and Mrs. Smith want to go to the ABC carpet store and they want to buy their carpet? And ABC Carpet Store has their own installers, but they want to use you. Can they do that?
They can do that. That is perfectly fine. I will. I'll even pick up the carpet and everything from them. I'll work with ABC Store to make sure that you get exactly what you're supposed to get. That they're not like trying to sell you something you don't need or try.
And giving you enough.
Well, and I know that's important because there are stores out there that say, "Oh no, you have to use our installer," and that's not true.
No, you don't. I mean, they might raise the price. There's always all these deals with this installed and things like that, but there's always hidden costs somewhere.
Right. So could you tell her, just for our listeners, because this is going to be on our on Hamilton County Radio for the next 5 or 6 days during the week, tell our listeners how they can get a hold of you, your email address, and your phone number.
Well, you can. My email is H as in Harley, D as in dog, Echo 1357 at yahoo.com, and you can reach me at 317-519-2587. You can weekends, later in the evening, anytime is good. Normally, I try to respond in a very quick fashion. If I can't get your phone call at that time, I normally try to get to it by the end of the day or the next day.
And you can also call Hook Connect because he's a Hook Connect endorsed partner.
Yeah.
So.
She knows everybody.
Well, we're kind of in the middle of this green trend, and everybody's trying to be eco-friendly and all of this. So there are carpet options and different flooring options that are available.
For the last 10 years, they've really tried hard to do recycling of the carpet and things like that. So there's a lot of eco-friendly, pet-friendly stuff. People that have really bad allergies and stuff, they have stuff that they have flooring that is hyperallergenic and things like that. So especially with the padding, you can get a spill barrier padding that protects and doesn't allow dust to actually seep through the padding and onto the floor. So when you vacuum, it actually comes out of the floor, out of the carpeting, instead of just sitting underneath there. That's where most of your allergies come from.
Yeah, have you ever seen when you lift carpet and pad up, if it's cheap pad, all the dirt is underneath the pad.
So that'd be good for like daycare centers and places, and nursing homes and things like that.
Or that stuff that that powder stuff, that's terrible to sprinkle on.
Please don't ever use that.
Terrible to sprinkle on your carpet.
Carpet Fresh?
Yeah.
Never use it.
You can use the spray that dissolves instantly, but the powder don't, because once you lift that up, all that powder is underneath your carpet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've had mountains of that stuff before.
Wow.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to use that a lot.
And also, if, for people that are listening and watching that have, like, say maybe bumps or mounds or wrinkles in their carpet, a lot of that is due high traffic areas but mainly because most of the time it's not installed correctly. In more higher strung areas and wider areas, you need to use a power stretcher or a pole stretcher. And we fix a lot of people's houses that have different types of wrinkles and areas like that need to be stretched or fixed and things like that. So that's another service that we can do.
So if a carpet needs stretched, you can do that for them too, even though you didn't install the carpet. They probably wouldn't want the installer to come back because they did it wrong to begin with.
Yeah.
Well, if it's still under warranty, I'd want that installer to come back.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, great information. Thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we will be back next week. Our guest next week is going to be Tiffany Wessler from Eagledale Florist. And you would not believe some of the horror stories she can tell us about how much money you really pay by calling 1-800-FLOWERS. So we'll see you next week.